SwissBorg is the official partner of my channel where you can buy, sell, hold and more importantly stake your cryptocurrencies. You can even earn yield on your stablecoins. Sign up with my link and you'll earn up to $100 worth of their native token CHSB just for depositing €50 worth of crypto. SwissBorg. Hello everybody, welcome back. So I'm going to make a video. I can't actually believe I'm actually making this video given today's trading environment. But then again, stepping back for me to say that I think everything is going to bounce, you might as well look at everything. We looked at this over the weekend to recognise that EOS does have some quite pronounced bullish divergence taking place on the 4-hourly. And yeah, we've got another tick on that again today, just this morning. So as we saw, everything came down, started to bounce back up. That video I made this morning and the ones that I've made sort of over last week, especially on Friday, saying what we should be expecting coming into this week, which is the start of what could be known as the last bounce on all markets before we enter into a crash. There's no need for me to bore you to death about all of that, but yeah. And on the Telegram, I don't normally. I suppose I've been cheating. I've been showing people a little bit recently some of my futures trades, but I'm quite heavily long on EOS from this level down here because of this particular read, and my expectation is that markets will bounce actually this week. Or at least just today, but moving into throughout this week, certain situations in the broader trading environment, the FX market, which involves obviously central bankers sitting around and telling us what they are planning on doing, or just maybe just I don't know, frowning in the right direction, or whatever it is that they do to drop these subtle hints. I expect to see some upside for crypto as well as all markets. But again, it may be very short-lived because it's all based around Forex, the FX market. But again, I'm not going to bore you to death with that. So far we're having a reaction on here, and this could be the last drive of bullish divergence that we need to start to take us up into the, and it doesn't sound much at all, does it? But I am actually very heavily long, so any move is good. So initially, 50 exponential on this 4-hourly would be a target. We're talking $1.26. Can you imagine? $1.26. If we extend that to a 12-hourly chart, we can also see that there is subtle but almost non-existent, but subtle bullish divergence in play. Same with the money flow index as well. And the $1.26 is more or less at the same place as the 10 exponential. So again, it's only 7%. It's only 7%, but that's the first major area to be taken out. Then we can start to sail up into towards the $1.30 area. We'll have a look at the daily. We've also got the 10 exponential at the $1.26 area, so it's a major area of resistance for EOS. Breaking above here though, we should start to see it sail on through. Again, I do favour markets continuing to move up from this point now, for, like I say, maybe even just for a few days, but potentially over a few weeks. Again, without me repeating myself for what I've been saying these last few days, the emphasis on foreign exchange markets, that is the main focus, and all other markets will move with those markets. I'll give you just a little tidbit. I was saying on the Telegram today, because people talk about manipulation and conspiracies and stuff. I mean, I don't believe there's any conspiracy about it. As far as I can see, there's no conspiracy taking place for the drop on this on the pound. We spoke about the short signal that was generated on the monthly a few weeks ago, so we knew that it was going to come down, and parity is at least a major target for the pound to go down to. So shorts have been stacking just even on a technical basis for a while. Now, obviously, with the mini budget that comes out, we're going to talk about budgeting. We're going to talk about budgeting. I mean, what's the expectation that the government? This isn't central banks now. This is government. What's the expectation that the government are going to say? Do you think they're going to say we're going to increase taxes? No. No. Do you think they're going to say we're going into austerity? No. Is there a realistic possibility that they're going to reduce taxes and increase spending? Yes. They've already said what they were going to do when it comes to putting in a price cap for heating bills and stuff. We know that there's no real way other than downside for the pound. Same with Europe. We spoke about this when the sanctions came in way back in March and April. So the decision more or less was was there for everyone to see. Now, for the size of the spending and the rate and the tax cuts that they said they were going to do, yeah, it was pretty phenomenal. It was a massive deal, and so yeah, we saw an even more accentuated move down. But the expectations that they were going to move these things down, do their tax cuts and spending, was relatively high. So it's unlikely, to be honest, it's very unlikely to think that this was in any way some kind of insider trading conspiracy. It's more along the lines of your standard intuition moving into any kind of announcement from a government. This is government we're talking about, not central banks. They're two different things. The government want to spend, they want to cut tax, it's bearish for the pound. The central banks will want to increase rate hikes, which is bullish for the pound. And now it's just basically a game of tennis between the two to try and stabilize the price of the pound. So, like I say, I'm all up for conspiracies. I do enjoy a conspiracy, but you know, when it comes to trading a chart like this, it was pretty much obvious what's taking place here, and then obviously it gets pushed down the stairs a little bit faster by the government's their plans on spending and cutting taxes. So it is what it is. It is what it is. In fact, on Friday, after the event, I said, look, we're gonna, there's supports, there's resistances, there's supports, and all these sort of things. People trade them. It's the cable alone. Cable being pound to dollar trades at almost on some days $500 billion in a day. The volume is incredibly large. So to manipulate those markets from some kind of synchronized entities, it's not unrealistic, but it's very unlikely. Anyway, move back onto EOS. So EOS to the up. First target $1.26. Be all and end all. Maybe at that level. But if we do continue with this last bounce, which might get more and more pronounced as the days unfold, and then it will gain traction, then these charts, like any chart, can be treated on face value. For the moment, I'm hoping that this has been the floor for the moment, and then the bounce takes us up a lot further across all markets, because I'm long on oil as well. Believe in what I say. That's why I make these videos in advance for people to see the theory that goes involved into not just trading EOS. EOS is simply just an afterthought here. I made this position on EOS based upon foreign exchange markets. So yeah, I know what it sounds like, but it is what it is. Right, I'll leave it with you there. But EOS looks good, as do several other altcoins that still have their bullish divergence intact on the 4-hourly. There was a handful that we laid out. Most of them have failed. EOS hasn't. That's why the entry point existed for this specific trade. Right, I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.